Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we are on the Pioneer server, so keep in mind the content is subject to change. However, for the Dream Realm boss today at the levels we're at in Pioneer server, which is 460, Aliceth is in the top found team for Dream Realm, and she's being used to buff up Shamira. And this is really interesting because if you watched the video upload just earlier, on the VN server, Ravion is in the best currently Sigmund team, using this team lineup, basically Ravion, Rainier, Valara. However, Aliceth is going to be a bit of an upgrade, as you can see in the scores here. And we're going to go ahead and show you the team formation, watch the replay, and see it in action. But the first thing you might notice is, how come Rainier is not being used? Because Rainier is always a good option for Sigmund. That debuff onto the boss is going to remain even after the whole fight, the whole 90 seconds. Whereas your buffs are going to be periodically stripped. So, but still, this is the top performing team currently. Aliceth is in the same row as Shamira in order to buff her up with the Bright Feather. That is going to allow her to have bonus penetration while attacking the boss, 50 bonus penetration, and then also some other additional damage, which we'll talk about when we review Aliceth's kit. Twins are also here to buff up Shamira, Pheromore to buff up Shamira, and then Valara, as well as stats healing buff effect. So let's go ahead and see this team in action. So Shamira is going to be buffed up by the Aliceth, by the Pheromore, by the twins, and eventually even by Valara when she is able to get off her stats heal buff effect. And the artifact which is being used is a Star Bless spell. This is currently available on the Pioneer server, but not on the VN server yet. And what this does is periodically blesses two allies, increasing their haste and attack. And this is going to give attack and haste just from the stats alone, which is a really good offensive stat distribution. Now, I don't know which of the two allies which are chosen here. We'll take a look at the full artifact description later on after this match. But this is basically the current top team. So Aliceth already seeing a bit of Dream Realm use. However, in the last three bosses of testing, Aliceth has not been in the best team. So do keep that in mind. It isn't like Aliceth is good in all Dream Realm bosses, but it does seem like she is better than even maybe Ravion as a buffer in Sigmund. We're not sure about that yet. But I really want to watch out for the Blightshroom Primal or Dream Realm boss, because that boss will prevent you from casting ultimates, and so it's probably going to be just a normal attack damaging boss. And Aliceth can then buff up that normal attack or whoever you're using, whether it be Odie or someone else. So I do expect maybe Aliceth will be good in Blightshroom as well. When you take a look at the damage contribution, Aliceth did a lot of damage her own, almost as much as even Shamira, which is pretty crazy. That she's almost rivaling the damage of Shamira, because we know how hard hitting of a damage dealer Shamira is, and to get even close, that's pretty impressive. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look more further at the artifact, the Star Bless artifact, and then let's take a look at Aliceth's skill description. So Star Bless is going to bless the two allies with the highest damage dealt, which is just going to be Aliceth and Shamira, further buffing them to increase their damage more. That does make sense. And as for the Aliceth skills, let's go ahead. What makes her so strong? Number one, it is going to be the fact that she has this sealed fate, which is going to apply Mark of Judgment onto the boss or the furthest away target, and this is going to boost the penetration of your damage for her ally and herself, whoever is blessed with this buff, by 50 penetration bonus. That will cause all of Shamira's damage that is not true damage to be dealing bonus damage by 50%. However, the thing is, true damage is already fully 100% penetrating the enemy boss, and so this penetration is not going to benefit true damage at all. And Shamira does have a large amount of damage, which is true damage. So honestly, I don't necessarily think this is the greatest buff for Shamira that is available. But the other thing, so this buff is never going to apply for Dream Realm, because it's a 10% attack boost when you defeat an enemy with the Mark of Judgment. That is never going to happen in Dream Realm, of course, because you are not going to be killing the boss until the match is over, if it's a pre-endless boss. The other things are, this one we have here, the level 4 of our exclusive equipment. Every 4 feathers shot by an ally, a burst of light erupts, dealing decent damage and also blinding and causing them to lose health per second. This HP loss damage is why there are speculations that maybe Aliceth could be good for Endless Dream Realm, but that is yet to be seen because we haven't been able to test her in Endless Dream Realm, and also this number is not an incredibly high multiplier or anything. And the Supreme Plus of Aliceth, that can cause her to have more volleys from her ultimate, basically higher damage output from her ultimate after 4 feathers are shot by an ally with Bright Feather. But you might be thinking, what are all of these feathers? So the feathers basically This is the part, so the hero is going to be buffed by her Bright Feather, who's in the same row as her. Like, as you see here, Aliceth grants an ally Bright Feather, prioritizing the nearest ally in her row. Then when that ally deals range damage 3 times, whether it be from normal attacks, skill damage, ultimate damage, then their feather is going to be unleashed, dealing additional damage, and this extra strike can trigger once every 0.5 seconds. And I think with Shamira, actually, there is quite a lot of synergy with this, because Shamira's orbs, those ghosts that she summons, there's so many hitting the enemy target, and so you're definitely going to be able to get those 3 range damage strikes every 0.5 seconds, and you're immediately going to summon one of these Bright Feathers to deal bonus damage. And also there's also boost Shamira's range, so she just doesn't have to walk up to the boss. But in Sigmund, that isn't a problem, because Sigmund runs up to you. And then the knockback you have from here, that doesn't really apply or really help you in Dream Realm bosses, just some damage output. But like, obviously you're not going to be able to knock back the boss because they're not controllable. And her volleys, so her ultimate will be a high nuking power. It has 6 times 3 arrows, so 18 arrows in total with her ultimate cast. And as you guys saw, 1 volley is going to be added up to 6 additional volleys each time you summon 4 feathers. And 4 feathers are going to be rapidly spawned with a hero like Shamira, who's dealing rapid range damage, multiple hit range damage, which Shamira does. You're going to be basically getting your maximum feather spawning rate to get up to these maximum volleys as quick as possible. So really, when it comes to Aliceth, part of it is that you want her with a range damage that is going to multi-hit many times with range damage to get the maximum number of these feathers unleashed for bonus damage. But also you want that because when you unleash feathers, you're also going to power up the ultimate ability of Aliceth so that her next ultimate is going to hit harder. And eventually you're just going to have it fully powered up, and you're going to have 12 volleys of 3 arrows, which is 36 arrow strikes in total with her ultimate, which is just going to destroy or deal pretty good damage to the boss. And also, when you summon the 4 feathers, you're going to be dealing this HP loss damage, which in the early stages of Dream Realm pre-endless bosses, this is hardly going to deal much damage. However, for endless bosses, it could be a significant or a decent amount of damage. And so really, Aliceth is going to synergize well with Shamira because of all of this, but also she will synergize well with normal attackers like Indris or even Odie potentially, who are just going to attack really rapidly with their normal attacks, and she's going to give them bonus penetration to hit even harder. Because those are heroes which don't have true damage in their kit, the penetration is going to benefit them more, and also they're going to attack fast enough that they're still going to be able to summon the feathers almost at the maximum speed. And now we do have the Blightshroom Dream Realm boss. There you will not be able to cast ultimates other than maybe one time on a couple of heroes. And so for normal attackers, Aliceth is going to ramp them up, but her own ultimate damage obviously is never really going to go off because, and this is where a lot of her damage is coming from. So Aliceth, I don't know, in terms of Dream Realm, yeah, it does seem like she's going to have some niche usage, but not as overwhelming usage as, for example, like a Ravion. However, we've already seen now for Sigmund on the Pioneer server, she is slightly better than Ravion. Maybe with some team testing and some different positionings, maybe Ravion can compete with Aliceth. Although I am really liking the synergy of Aliceth and Shamira. Also, the synergy of potentially Aliceth and Indris, Aliceth and Odie is something I'm thinking about. And also the hero which a lot of people are looking forward to this season, Nazarick, who is a really hard, like, single target range DPS. I could definitely see how Aliceth could power up Nazarick even further by giving him penetration if Nazarick doesn't already have, like, true damage in his kit. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about Aliceth in the comment section down below. She is an interesting hero, but at the same time, there's also, like, I don't really know where she stands and where I stand, like, basically my opinion of her is so far. I definitely think much more testing is going to be needed to make a surefire, like, decision on how meta Aliceth actually is. But at the very least, you can probably expect her to have some usage in Dream Realm, along with, of course, her major role is PvP. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it for this one. And let me know what you think about Aliceth in the comment section down below. If you guys are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Firelight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. There's the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.